I just came into possession of a few of these Accurascale Siphon vans. Wow, I am super pleased with them. I've collected Siphon vans in the past, and honestly, they were all junk. I hated them. I eventually got rid of them. In fact, it didn't take that long. About the time I assembled my collection, I realized that they just weren't for me. They didn't work very well. But this is exquisite. The detail in the undercarriage is truly amazing. The wooden siding is so nicely detailed, and all the little formed molded pieces are just absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to weather one of these things. Yeah, they are really nice. And the gangway connection is rubber, and it's flexible. Really, really nice stuff. Super pleased with that. It comes with a nice little 4-page, I guess you'd call it a fact sheet, talking about the whole history from 1906 up through the 70s. It really was interesting. I had done a lot of research on these back in the day. I had forgotten a lot of it, honestly. This was better. It was concise, and it was all in one place. It was very easy to read, and I just thought it was really interesting. This comes with every van. My only criticism is the boxes are really tight, and I put ribbons across between the two boxes, the top and the bottom of the box, so that I could get them apart more easily. One of the things that stood out to me immediately was that weighs 146 grams. That's an Accurascale. Here's one of my Limas, 97 grams. Yeah, that was part of the problem. They were too light. They just couldn't stick to the track. And of course, as you can see, the detail, look at the difference in that. The difference in detail between the two. This is the Lima on this side, and this is the Accurascale over here. Wow, it's just stunning. And the detail continues, it continues all through. I'm impressed. And I'm very happy, and I'm pleased that I bought them. I was concerned when I was thinking seriously about buying them because, I had such a lousy luck with these other ones. They just, I thought maybe it was because they were so short, they just couldn't run right or something or other. But no, they run great. We'll run them here in a little bit. If you liked the video, how about giving me a thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed, how about subscribing? It's right down there on the right-hand corner. And my Farland house symbol. Just click on that. Trains, sometimes I like to turn the lights out and enjoy all the lights on the layout. And when I do, if the trains don't have lights in them, you can't really see them. I mean, okay, you get a flashing tail light, you get sometimes you get headlights on the locomotive, but that's about it. But with lights in the passenger coaches, really brings things to life. Now, how did I do that? Okay, let's take a quick look at how I did it. I'm going to move the camera. Illuminated models, if you're not familiar with them. They're on the web. And I use these bridge rectifier kits. They come 5 to a pack. They're very simple to use. Now here are, there's 4, so that's not a full package. 4 bridge rectifiers from illuminated models, and the screws, these are the pickups from DCC Concepts. But it's 2 wipers on a little board with solder points. And it comes with a screw. The kit does. I've had trouble with too much friction when I use the wipers to pick up power off the track in the past. But I had no problem at all adjusting these so that my HST locomotive could pull the entire rake up my 3% inclines. You know, that's a long, heavy train, and you add friction at every wheel set. Well, in my case, I just used 1 wheel set on each coach, and I used a capacitor. Oh, that's something else. I just soldered a capacitor, keeping the plus and the minus correct on the output in parallel with the LEDs. And the LEDs, I used just, the strips that you buy from eBay or wherever. Comes on a roll, and it's got adhesive on the back. You just peel and stick it, and you solder to the little tabs. It says plus 12 volts. Well, not all of them. Some of them are plus 5, but you'll need the plus 12 volt ones if you're going to do this. And this has been done many times, but I've never been happy with the result on my coaches until now. And I'm quite pleased with how this turned out. It's pretty simple, not terribly expensive. I mean, not super cheap, but I try to strike a balance between reliability, solid design, and relative cost. Too cheap with plugs between all the coaches, that's awkward. And frankly, I just don't like the idea of having wires connecting my coaches. Some would argue that that's wrong, but I just think it's better if each coach is self-contained. And that's the way I did my HST, and it runs beautifully. I've had no problem with it. Let's take a look at the work we did last week. I'll be right back. Have to get some more milk cans. I got rid of all my milk cans from back in the day. Last decade, was it? Yeah, it was probably 6-8 years ago.